Yeah, Roger, and I'm not sure if the frequency is clear. Hopefully on this side it's okay. But good morning to you, Paul. VK2EIR, ON80I. Any contact from Belgium, over?
Yeah, QSL John. Yeah, look, I did make sure the frequency was clear. Called out a few times before I called you, but no one came back. But you're absolutely booming in here, John. You're 5.9 plus, over.
Yeah, very good conditions, Paul. Yeah, I've heard a few VKs on frequency. And yeah, you're 5859 with me. And one thing I do before I get out of my bed, I turn on a tablet. And I don't know if I've ever told you, my son has a nap that he made for me. And you can jump around all the Kiwis and at a very quick rate. So normally I leave it on Ironstone for the first one. And I switched on and I noticed quite a few VKs coming in. So back she goes to you, Paul. Wonder what the WX is down in Sydney. Nice blue sky here. In fact, I didn't have the shutters down and the sun was streaming in and into my eyes and woke me up. So VK2EIR, ON80I, Paul, over.
Yes, QSL John, that sounds like a very good app to have, and good on your son for making the app a lot more technical than I would be. But absolutely sunny day in Sydney today, John. It's a little bit on the cool side. Nice cool breeze out there, and currently it's about 24 degrees and nice and sunny. Just on 6:30 in the evening here. So the weather this weekend has been lovely. That hot, humid weather has gone away for a while, so that's been great. It's been nice and cool, but beautiful sunny days, John, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, good to hear. And one thing I like about the bands, and it was the same yesterday, you can only hear the long distance stations. I'm not hearing anything in Europe, Paul, over.
Yeah, QSL, John. Yeah, well, look, we're probably the same. Europe is absolutely booming in at the moment. I pulled up here first. I just set up and I had a couple of contacts into Italy and one into the Netherlands with Papa Bravo Pride X-ray. But yeah, absolutely, Europe is booming in today. I switched it on.
Sicuro. Appel pentru Yokohama, Ontario. Appel pentru Yankee Oscar. Victor Kilo 2 Sierra Oscar Lima, standing by and listening.
The frequency is in use. Thanks for asking, over.
Again?
Yeah, the frequency is in use. The frequency is in use. Go ahead, Paul, over.
Sorry.
Yeah, Paul, it's amazing. No one, well, not no one. Some people, they never ask, is the frequency in use, Paul, over?
Yeah, QSL, John, yeah, no, you get that a lot, we get that a lot over here as well. People just jump on and start calling. Look, I don't know whether you hear what I said, but my tweet phone from home yesterday, but conditions seem to be fairly poor yesterday. My home location is not great at the best of times, but yesterday wasn't great, but today is completely different. I have Europe absolutely booming in at the moment, John, over.
Yeah, Roger, fantastic. And it's a pity. Jimmy is down in the alternative QTH, over.
QSL, John, did he bring a radio in, or is he down there purely on holiday, over?
Yeah, he went down with the two cars. So the good lady went in one, and him and the good lady went down with the dogs and some luggage, and he went down with loads of luggage. So they're opening up the mobile home for the season, over.
Copy that, John. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll hear them on then on the radio over the next while that he's about. I was trying to listen out yesterday for the Echo India 9 Delta station. I seen put up to around 40 meters at one stage, but I couldn't hear anything down in Sydney, over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't go up to the shack. I was down in the living room. In fact, I'll tell you about it in a moment. But we were watching Muriel's wedding, over.
Very good movie, very funny. Yeah, that's a long time since I've watched that one. But I didn't stay in the chat too long yesterday. I might try on the 17th when they're on again. They actually had St. Patrick's Day today here in Sydney. They had the parade in the city and they had a bit of a thing on down in one of the parks, so that's probably still running at the moment, but yeah, I will have to listen on St. Patrick's Day and see if I can do that station on, John, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, hopefully so. Yeah, on St. Patrick's Day, I'll be at the salt mine. Over.
Yeah, QSL. Look, I'll be the same for most of the day, but when I get home in the evening, I'll sit down and see what's happening. And how have you been, John? It's been a while since we spoke. And how's everybody? How's the family? Over.
Yeah, no, everyone is fine. No complaints. My son, he qualified. He did his 3 years in college to do with computer science, but very hard to get your step on the first step on the ladder. And of course, AI has thrown the cat among the pigeons, and many of the jobs are quite far away. So, for example, it's like we live in Mullingar and all the jobs are in Dublin. Over.
Yeah, copy that, John. Yeah, look, it can be hard when you're just out of uni and you're trying to get a foot up the ladder. I see it with a lot of mechanical engineers in our industry. They try to take unpaid internships with some of the bigger companies just to get a little bit of experience. And if they do kind of 3 months there, a lot of them get to stay on or they move around. But just to get that little bit of experience under your belt at the start can be hard. Over.
Yeah, Roger, yes, and he's not like me. I and you and Jimmy and all that. We're kind of great networkers. Over.
Yeah, look, QSL, that's kind of gone out the window. We kind of had to be in our day, John, like we're looking for work. You had to get out and about and meet people and going on. You know, like especially out this way when we came out to Australia, you're forced to be heading off into bars and things to meet people who knew where all the work were and you'd be sussing out what was going on. But it's different for them now. They tend to just stick on the internet and look for jobs and see what's happening around. Over.
Yeah, Roger. In fact, I remember going to the Irish club in Devonshire Street, and I actually got work out of that. Over.
Yeah, that was the regular stuff for us coming out here for us in there, especially on a Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. And I think it's still on the go. I haven't been in it for years, John, to be honest, but it's definitely still on the go in there. Over.
Yeah, Roger. But the whole place there has totally changed, and they even have. Well, you know this anyway. They even have their own kind of Lewis, I think, goes up Devonshire Street. Over.
Yeah, QSL, yeah, certainly does. Yeah, the trams run all around the city centre now, so you've got the trams run right up to it and right in around that, and back down into the city, around the rocks, around where the Mercantile Hotel was. And that one opens again. I don't know whether you were ever in that Mercantile Hotel, but that opens again this weekend. It's been shut for the last, I reckon it's been shut nearly 2 years. For a massive renovation. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I didn't know that anyway. Just out of curiosity, is the price of petrol or diesel is it going through the roof down there? Over.
Yeah, QSL, John, you'd almost want to take the loan out now to fill the car. It's I was just saying to someone the other day, it was $170 to fill my work vehicle. On Friday. And 2 weeks ago, that would have only been about $85 or $90. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I don't drive much, but the last time I filled up the diesel car was €1.55, and I was passing a station yesterday, and it was over the €2. I think some places it was €2.10 a litre of diesel. Over.
Yeah, QSL, John, we've gone from, and I filled up a couple of weeks ago, it was $1.49, and it's now, I've seen it on $2.59 in some places, and they reckon if this war goes on for another week, we could hit the $3 mark. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, the only good thing about that is maybe it might cut down on the traffic. Over.
Yeah, look, it's only the only positive about it, and people who are driving electric vehicles at the moment are looking a bit slow. They reckon that the inquiries for them here in Sydney over the last 2 weeks.
Hello, this frequency is you?
Yes, it is. Thanks for asking.
Electric vehicles are found here, and there's been thousands and thousands that have been storing. They were selling, but not that well. But they reckon in the last couple of weeks they've had massive inquiries of people changing over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, well, they are the laugh is on the other side of their face. Over.
Yeah, QSL, look, it's probably the way to go, you know, down the track. I know when the wave charging starts to change, we'll probably consider electric, because we have a solar and battery system on the house, and we can charge the car off the battery of an evening when we needed it. So I think we'll eventually head down that path ourselves, John, over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, it seems to be the way to go. Although over the last 1 or 2 years, people were kind of poo-pooing, but now reality has changed. I know at our place, the trucks that we drive, there's there's quite a fairly big fleet, but about a third of them now are electric. And I was down in one of the depots, and I for 6 weeks I drove one of the electric ones, and it's very quiet, and I do like it. Reason being, we do a lot of stopping and starting. And then sometimes, you're waiting for a job, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. And there's none of that annoying buzz of the diesel motor. So, yeah, not bad. Of course, you need the sun, and we don't get that every day. Yeah, we have solar as well, but no battery, because my wife, she's a housewife. She stays home, and there'd be no point. It's ideal for a couple or a family that leave the house at 7 and come home at 7, and the battery's fully topped up. Over.
Yeah, QSL, John, look, that's exactly the situation we're in at the moment. There's only two of us at home, and we both leave the house. The wife works 3 days a week, so she's gone. But what we've been kind of working at the moment is it's been charging up in the daytime, and we've been running off the battery all through the night. And then the next day charging again. So it's been working very well. I've only had it in about I got it in December, so coming up on 4 months. And so far, luckily, haven't used any electricity from the grid since I put it in, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, they're trying to, from what I hear on this side, they're trying to bully you into getting a battery, because now what they're talking about is, I can see on my screen down in the living room, and when you're not using enough of what you're producing at the moment, anything that you're not using, and this, it goes back into the network. So they're kind of trying to bully you in to get a battery. They're thinking of charging you if you're sending the stuff back. Over.
Yeah, QSL, John. That's very good. We actually get paid if we put it back into the grid. We don't get paid a lot, but anything we feed back in, we get a small amount for it. And the government actually subsidises batteries here. You get about 40% off batteries when you get them. I know it's running out sometime this year, but that's why we jumped in and got one, over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, well, I don't think they're subsidising batteries now. That's all gone. Although I was talking to a guy at work, and he was telling me you can lease a battery, over.
Yeah, QSL, look, I've actually seen that here. We've got a big hardware chain here called Bunnings, and they do that. They will install a battery in your house and just charge you a monthly fee for it. You can either pay it off over whatever 60 months, or you can just lease the battery off for as long as you need it for, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, maybe I'll look into that. So I'm the only one active in the house now. The rest of them are sleeping. VK2EIR, ON80I for ID. You're holding up well, and how are things in the park, and when will they be closing it, over?
Yeah, QSL, John, I've got it here. We're here by 7 o'clock, so I've got about another 15 minutes here. So I'll head off in about 10 minutes or so. But it's nice down here at the moment. Like, the sun is just setting down. The sun is starting to get down, and they close this one off at sunset every night. Because we're getting idiots down here in cars and burnouts and all sorts of things. So the usual, a small queue running it for everyone else, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, that happens. But just Jimmy, he's down there. He's got the the mobile station with that lovely antenna. So maybe tomorrow or the next day, you can make contact because well, where he is beside the sea, and what he can do is he can drive to where he has where he's nearly sitting on the sea. So I'm going to tell him that you are on. Of course, you can tell him as well. But yeah, that would be nice for you to meet up, mobile to mobile. Over.
Yeah, no fuss at all. I'll send him a message when we're down here. And if he's going to be on any time this week, I can head down after work one day and certainly make contact mobile to mobile. The log from his mobile when he was driving to work. And I seen this video the other day when he had his half packed up and there was some serious rain over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, well, hopefully the weather is a little bit nicer. Yeah, we've had some heavy downpours. I was inside at work and I couldn't believe it. I thought it was one of the conveyors inside, but no, it wasn't. It was the heavy rain. So the things are changing with the weather, but it's always a great conversational point. Over.
John, I've had it from my sister, I reckon, since Christmas. She's been giving me a daily report and going day 40, day 41, up to day 50 something, rain every day. So it's been a good conversation thing for her, but yes, she was really, really sick of it at that stage. When she got to day 50, she was going, I'm just thinking this now, I'm over. We've had rain every single day, over.
Yeah, Roger. Hey, do you remember the old days when we used to ring back home? You have to say these messaging systems, for example, like WhatsApp. It's very handy. Over.
Yeah, John, very handy. Like when we came out to Australia first, it was over $2 a minute to make a phone call back to Ireland. So you were very conservative in what you had to say. It almost write down a few things you wanted to know on a bit of paper, and you bring people and you speak in on a bigger margin now. But it's so different now. Like we were out for breakfast this morning. My sister's son is out here, and we caught up again this morning and their kids, and we were able to take a few pictures and WhatsApp and send them, and then make a phone call and ring, and it's so much easier, John. Over.
Yeah, Roger, totally is. I remember when I was down there, and that's 1984. I was living in Surrey Hills. And, I was hanging around with the locals, but also some of the foreigners. When I say the foreigners, the ones that were on the 1 year working visa. And sometimes someone would say, there's a free telephone on that street. And sometimes there'd be a queue, sometimes not. But you could ring up for free. Over.
John, I remember that very well, and I also remember one day that we hanging myself for something here when we used to go around and check it out when we were looking for apartments to rent. And the olden days, they just walked to the real estate and he'd give you the keys and off you go and have a look at it. And if you went in and there was still an active telephone line, and you'd take a quick call home. Over.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't think I'd be doing that because it might come back to bite you. But it reminds me of, and I don't know if it goes on now, the talking clock. This girl and guy, the girl fell out with the guy, and she was very angry with him, and she was at his apartment. He was going away for the day, and she rang the talking clock in Hong Kong and left the receiver just on the side of the dresser. Over.
Cost him a lot of money. We had some friends out here, it would have been around 89, 90, and there was about 10 of them staying in a house around the beach area, and one of them just phoned up to make an inquiry about getting a phone connected on one of his cars, and never actually agreed to get it hooked up, and when they came home one night, the phone was active, and they were telling everyone to come up and make calls and do this, so we were all up making phone calls, and so they started the free phone. And he ended up getting a phone bill for $4,000, which is a hell of a lot of money back in the 90s, John. Over.
Yeah, Roger. And then I remember a story. I think it was on the Marion Finucane show. She's no longer with us. But anyway, this woman, from Ireland. She was over in Turkey on holidays, and she watched was it a Netflix movie or something like that, and she got some bill over.
Yeah, QSL, yeah, you look, we've all been cut out with that one. I remember the first time I went overseas with my mobile from here, I forgot to actually, it was going overseas home, get a good rate, but I got hit with some bill when I come back. I think I got hit with a $900 bill for about a week over in Hong Kong, so yeah, we still there. I think Peter just came up on the app there, John. I wonder if he's on the radio, over.
Yeah, Roger, that's Peter. I wonder is he out of his bed yet? So I'll just I put the message. I said that you were here, over.
QSL, yeah. I'll just have a listen to see if there's anyone there. I'm not sure whether there's anyone else is on the frequency. Well, I've got a few more minutes left. Peter, are you on air, over? No, nothing here, John, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, normally Andy is floating around. Just up T. Okay. Yeah, he'll be on a little bit later. I can send you. I don't know if you have them. Maybe you're interested. Do you have Android or Apple, over?
I've got Apple, John, over. I do have I have an old Android phone at home that I just use at home on the Wi-Fi. I don't have it connected actually, but the main phone I have is Apple, over.
Yeah, okay. Charge up the Android, and I'll send you the link to where you can get that little app, and you can be up and running. And if you get it running, I'll send you my list, which you just transfer, and it's there, and then you can just flick around. It's really good, over.
That'd be great. Yeah, look, I'll go home tonight and figure it out. And I'll charge it overnight. If you send me through that, I'll definitely have that app on. That'd be fantastic to have. If I could even have it out in the car with me, I can keep my wife connected to the Apple phone. So I should be still able to use it out in the car. But it'd be just great to have it home to have a listen and see what's on, over.
Yeah, Roger. Now, when you're if you want it to keep going, we're listening to the Kiwis. Make sure you put the display on a kind of something like a 30-minute timeout. Otherwise, the Kiwis, they switch off after a minute or two, over.
Yeah, QSL, John, no problem at all. I'll have a look at that and I'll set it up when I get home. So that'd be great, because I have been using the Kiwi a lot at home because I say conditions are not great for me for receiving. I get out okay, but receiving is not great unless conditions are good. And I tend to use the SDR a lot just to listen around and see what's on, over.
Yeah, Roger. And you can, for example, in what time is it now? It's 9 o'clock here. Maybe I think at 11 o'clock or maybe 10 o'clock. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it is 11 o'clock our time. So, for example, anyway, I'll send you the details. For example, you'll be able to listen to the, the IRTS call-in and all those guys on 7123, and you can listen in for example, Mayo, over. If you send us through the link to that down there when we're done, that'd be great. But look, John, I'm going to pack up here because I've got to get out of here in about 5 minutes. So look, it's great to catch on the radio again, John, and hopefully the next time we get Jimmy on with us as well, or maybe a couple of others when the clock change. I think change over the Easter weekend, it makes it a bit easier for me to get out and stay out longer in the afternoon. So that should be great. That should be a bit better for making contact with everyone over here, John, over. Yeah, Roger. Well, terrific speaking with you, Paul. We've certainly had a good run. I'm just trying to, if I can squint my eyes. Hang on. I don't know, 25 minutes, over? Yeah, wonderful. Because it was good at the bank held up for that long. And your signal hasn't even dropped 1 point. So you've been 5-9 plus into me. So the conditions will be very good. But they're absolutely booming in here. Didn't even drop out once during that 25 minutes. Okay, John, we'll take it easy and go easy in the cold line this week.
And I hope to catch you again very shortly. Oscar November 8 Echo India from Victor Kilo 2 Echo India Romeo Mobile. Good evening from Sydney, over.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. Greetings from us. We keep in touch, and I'll send you that link now, and I'll send it directly to you, and then you'll have it. If you have difficulties installing it, let us know. My son is the genius. VK2EIR mobile ON80i. Till the next time, Paul. Safe home, over.
Okay, Joseph. Please look, no day where I have some sort of a problem with it. Technology and they don't need most time. But look, I'll give it a go and if I run into problems, I'll give you a shout. Okay, John, thanks for that again. It's 73.
Yeah, bye-bye, Paul. Bye-bye.